Today in Atlanta, a sleepover turns tragic. A police shooting brings charges. A statewide crackdown on tech misuse. A former judge wins immunity. And yes, a World Cup moment goes viral from right here at home. I'm Dean Bark. Welcome to the City Report with Dean Bark here in Atlanta. Let's open with the big one. Gang links suspected in a fatal DeKalb sleepover shooting. A 21-year-old has been arrested. DeKalb County Police say Keishun Webb, 21, is facing 2 counts of murder and multiple aggravated assault charges after a barrage of gunfire tore through a home on Rockcliffe Road during a boys' sleepover. The shooting happened on June 25th. A 13-year-old boy and a 45-year-old man were killed, and a family dog was also shot and killed. According to investigators, several rounds were fired into the house from outside, a method that turns walls into little more than paper shields. The setting alone, a children's sleepover, has rattled neighbors who woke up to sirens, tape, and unanswered questions. Webb was arrested July 1st in Hampton, a city more than 20 miles from the scene, with help from the U.S. Marshals Service and Clayton County Police. Detectives say gang involvement is likely. That's not just a label, it points to patterns: retaliation, territory, and young men pulled into organized violence. If you live near Rockcliffe, you know it's a stretch of modest homes and busy driveways, not the place you expect to see ballistic markers dotting a front yard. Police say there were several boys at the sleepover. The loss here extends beyond the victims to an entire group of kids who will remember the sound of gunfire where there should have been movies and pizza. It's tragic that what should be a safe environment for children could be marred by such violence. Let's pivot to the next story. A DeKalb officer faces charges after a fatal shooting of a teen. The department has terminated him. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation says Derek Harris Jr., a DeKalb County police officer, is charged with involuntary manslaughter and reckless conduct after the June 28th shooting death of a 19-year-old during an arrest. Harris joined the department back in 2014, resigned in 2020, and returned in March of this year. As of June 30th, he was fired and is expected to be booked into the DeKalb jail. The county's chief executive, Lorraine Cochran Johnson, is the top elected official overseeing county operations. She called for transparency and emphasized integrity as the case moves forward. The incident puts a spotlight on how departments rehire former officers. Reemployment shouldn't be a revolving door. It needs a hinge that only swings when prior performance and conduct are fully vetted. It's also a reminder that the GBI's role isn't ceremonial. The agency steps in to investigate use of force cases, to give communities and officers a process with distance and rigor. The timeline here, from the shooting on June 28th to charges and termination by June 30, shows the pace can be swift when leadership opts to move, and the facts support action. That raises a clear point. Rehiring without a full vetting process is risky. Moving on. A statewide crackdown is underway after multiple Georgia officers were arrested for misusing the Flock camera system. Flock cameras are license plate readers used by law enforcement to flag vehicles tied to crimes: stolen cars, wanted suspects, Amber Alerts. The company behind the system recently rolled out an audit assistance tool that scans for unusual search patterns. According to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, that tool helped surface misuse by several officers in departments across the state. Those officers were arrested July 1st. This wasn't a glitch, but deliberate misuse. People with access keys typing in the wrong names for the wrong reasons. The Barrow County Sheriff, whose county sits northeast of Metro Atlanta, says his office is also investigating suspected vandalism of the cameras, a separate but telling sign of how contentious this technology can be on the street. The ethical line is simple to state and harder to keep. Surveillance is for criminal investigation, not curiosity or convenience. Good audit trails help. So does leadership that treats misuse like any other crime. Looks like someone finally read the user manual, and the audit log did the rest. Technology is a powerful tool, but without proper oversight, it can infringe on privacy. Shifting gears, a former Fulton County judge has been granted immunity in a controversial case often summed up as the daddy issues jailing. Shermella Williams, who served as a Fulton County judge, was sued over a 2023 incident where she jailed a 21-year-old woman during her parents' divorce hearing, citing the woman's so-called daddy issues. A federal judge has now ruled that Williams has judicial immunity from the lawsuit. Williams resigned in February 2026 amid mounting scrutiny. A state judicial watchdog previously labeled the jailing improper. Judicial immunity, to define it, shields judges from civil suits over acts performed in their judicial capacity, even when those acts are criticized, so long as the court had jurisdiction. The ruling highlights a persistent tension. The law protects a judge's independence to make hard, sometimes unpopular decisions. The public expects guardrails when power is misused. Policy folks will likely revisit training, courtroom protocol, and clearer lines on contempt versus coercion. The result here doesn't erase the watchdog's findings. It simply says the civil courthouse door is closed for this claim. Whether the door to reform is open is now a question for lawmakers and the bench. Judicial immunity shouldn't shield poor conduct. Accountability is crucial. And now for something completely different. An Atlanta fan exchange at the World Cup lit up the internet. During a 2026 FIFA Club World Cup match at the Atlanta Stadium, a retired Atlanta banker named Cecilia Houston Torrance, who also founded the local walking group Nature Girls, had a spirited back and forth with a show speed, a massively popular live streamer with tens of millions of followers. He was in a bright red Egypt jersey during the Argentina-Egypt matchup. She had never heard of him. The clip went viral because it was genuine, a little cheeky, and caught our hometown energy on a global stage. For the uninitiated, a viral clip can move faster than MARTA at rush hour. 1 minute you're trading trash talk in section whatever, the next, your phone won't stop buzzing. It's a reminder that the world's lens is often a phone camera, and the moments that travel farthest are the ones that feel unfiltered. In a week full of heavy headlines, a bit of Atlanta charm took the field and scored. It's fascinating how ordinary moments can become extraordinary in the social media age. And that's your report for today from the City Report with Dean Bark here in Atlanta. Stay informed, stay safe, and come back tomorrow for more.